Okay, so we've gone through now and decapped all our cases. Took removed the primer out of all the cases. The dirty cases are still dirty. So my next step is I'm going to put them in a tumbler and we're going to wet tumble them using stainless steel pins. Once we're done tumbling, I'll show you the process here as I fill this up and take it out to the tumbler. I'm going to run them for about an hour. Then I'm going to come back in. This is a two-piece system that I got from Lyman. You can see it's pretty simple. This bottom basket has a real fine mesh. The top one obviously has bigger holes. So you set this in the sink, dump your cases in there, give it a shake all the pins to the bottom. Clean cases come out on top, and then you end up with all your pins in your basket here that you dump back into the tumbler. So I'm going to go ahead and set that over here in the sink when we're ready. Now the main products that we're using, very simple. If you've looked at wet tumbling, you probably know most people just use some Dawn and Lemon Shine. Pretty simple process. This is the Frankfurt Arsenal Tumbler Light. This is the smaller version for the amount that I reload. I don't need the big giant one they have it's got caps on both ends. Huge thing. I would never tumble that much brass all at once. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that do. But I bought this as it's called the light model. Runs about $100 depending on what time of year, if there's sales going on, but about $100 for it. So I've got the 2 pounds of pins, stainless pins inside. I'm going to fill it up about halfway. These are all deprimed 223 cases that are still dirty. So we're going to dump those in there. Halfway. Got a couple runaways. Yeah, that's about halfway. Probably a couple 300, and maybe a little bit more. You don't want to overdo it because the cases don't have room to tumble and spin inside here. So I've got those in there. Now for water, a lot of guys will just use tap water. I actually run the water. I make up a pot of hot water in the coffee maker so that it's super hot. I just find that seems to work better. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up. Oh, it's making a mess here. And that's actually not quite enough. I'm going to add just a little bit more to top that off. Be right back. Okay, so I brought that water just up to the inside, the top of the edge here, right around in here. And now I don't get too scientific on this. Just a little bit of Dawn in there. Don't overdo it on the Lemon Shine. You can actually discolor the brass if you add too much of this. Some guys will use like a 9mm shell or a 45 shell to measure it. I just kind of play it by ear. Just do a little bit, not too much. Go ahead and put our cap on. Get that thing good and tight. All right, then it's out to the tumbler in the garage. So I'll go ahead and pause the video here. We'll pick it back up in the garage. Okay, so we've got the cases all loaded up here in the Frankfurt Arsenal tumbler. Again, this is the light version. Smaller. They make a really huge one for guys that need to clean a lot of cases. Has caps on both ends. But for me, this little tumbler light does the trick. Sits right on there just like so. Start her up. Now I'm going to let this. This is nice too. It's got a 6-foot cord. Really nice. I think I picked this up for about $100, but I'm going to let this run for an hour. Then we'll come back out and turn it off and take it in and rinse the cases, and I'll show you that next step then. All right, thanks again. Okay, we've got the tumble cases back in from the garage. So I'm going to go ahead and going to empty these into the 2-piece Lyman system here. Separate the cases from the pins. Probably be surprised how dirty this water is going to be. Had it in for just over an hour. A lot of guys will do 2 hours. I found an hour is sufficient with. Sorry about that. Sufficient with the super hot water that I've been using. So let's go ahead and dump that out, and you'll see, hopefully the camera will pick up just how black that water is, how dirty it is. See how filthy those cases were. Go ahead and dump them all in, cases and pins and all. Do a couple rinses here. Get out any of that nasty water. Any pins that might be hanging on. Alright. That out of the way. Yeah, so basically you can see how nice and shiny those came out. Looks like brand new. We're going to go ahead and hit them with some rinse with water. Just kind of do a little mixing with my hands first. Alright, give them a good rinse, then we're going to do a little shake. Sorry for the noise. Kind of a noisy operation. Alright. That should get most of the pins to drop through to the bottom. You're still going to end up with some, obviously, stuck in some outside the cases. And you'll find them as you dry them and spread them out. Then you just add those pins back into the jug. Alright, I think we're going to call that good. One more shake to get some of the water off. Okay, I'm going to throw these on the towel over here to my right, and then I'm going to pause and move the camera over. Okay, so yeah, I just lay a towel out on the counter, dump all these out. I said you're going to have some pins in there. You just got to look for them and drop them back in the bucket when you find them. But again, you can see just how nice a job that wet tumbling does on the cases. Go and roll these up. Just gonna give them a good scrunching with the towel. Try to get off as much water as I can. I've got the, once I put them on the tray here, which I'll show you in a minute, I've got the oven preheating. I normally do these at 160, but this new oven we have, the lowest baking heat you can do is 175, and that's still fine. It's not enough to catch anything on fire because I lay these out on a paper towel on the tray. All right, call that good. Move the old tray over. Just going to dump all these out. Into the tray like so. And you can see there's a few pins in there. We're going to try to collect those up as we go. And then I just roll these out, try to get, you know, a single layer here on the pan, the sheet here. Like so. Wow, those came out nice. Sure are pretty. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to pop them in the oven for an hour. Again, I usually set at 160. A lot of guys will use like food dehydrators. I know they make special dehydrators made by the reloading companies, but I think you'll find you'll pay a lot more for those. I would just, if you're going to go that route, I would just get a regular food one, and then yeah, a lot of guys will do that. But I found this for the amount that I reload, and this, you know, I work a batch this big at a time, and that's plenty for me. It keeps me plenty busy. All right, pop these in the oven, and we'll pick it up on the next step. Thanks.